Okay, so then I took Tolkien. I thought we may as well go to La La Land anyway, since we've been going through all the La La Lands. Okay. Now, Tolkien's January 3rd, Capricorn, born 1892. 1892, Neptune and Pluto conjunct. The telephone, the automobile, and the airplane were discovered, and the beginning of all the communications of the century were started at that conjunction. It happens once every 500 years. The last time it happened was in the 1400s, and through that we got the printing press, North America, and a whole different genre. The planets went through same signs as we went through now, like as we went through the last 100 years. But here you have the Capricorn with a Pisces moon. There's no normal chart, and a Virgo rising. Capricorn, Pisces moon. Well, the Pisces moon can have pretty strange imagination. You can sort of account for it, but Capricorn, Sun in the.
All of his heroes are a pretty grim bunch.
Yeah, but like let's just go to the. Let's just take this chart up, and he has Saturn on the ascendant, anyways. Yeah. So the minute he's going to identify, he's going to run into the Grim Reaper. He's going to run into Dad. He's going to be told he can't do something. He's going to have all the things. He's going to hide in his room. But if you change it, you have the Cancer Sun, Cancer Mercury in the 4th house. Really imaginative, living in his imagination, living in his moods. He can imagine hobbits, hair on their feet, all the little things, living in their little place, getting stoned, getting whatever, being in their little hobbit holes. But if you check how many earth signs read The Hobbit, they don't like it, generally. The earth signs almost have an aversion to it. It's disassociative. So, but the Cancer, imagining the home, being sensitive, having the little pocket away thing, and then that would give him a Pisces ascendant with Saturn on the ascendant. Oh, there's the wraiths. There's Mordor. I got to go talk to Mordor. Dad's there. Like whatever. But the imagination with all that Cancer, ruled by the moon, which would be in Virgo, okay, moon in Virgo, ruled by Mercury again, you have the making up the languages, the intricate detail, the elven different things in his own fantasy land. But you're not going to normally see a Capricorn thinking, fantasy land, elves, sis, make up the language, do these things. You're not going to see that. It's not, like... So this is my take on it. Like this, but it should make sense when you meet someone or you're seeing their sign and things. And it's true. Edgar Allan Poe was a Capricorn with a Pisces moon. He would write things that would freak him out. But he had really social consciousness, and he had his own horror type things. But so I was thinking that Pisces moon would have had a lot of creativity in the 6th house, maybe, but the Virgo moon is going to be writing. It's going to be thinking. It's going to be analyzing. It's going to be affecting the motivated by Mercury and Gemini on the eye. Mercury is in Cancer, but the IC is in Gemini. Mercury's conjunct it. 4th house, motivated by his ideas, working to get at it. And who cares if it doesn't fit in? Almost all his plans are below the horizon. In any case. But the Saturn on the ascendant, I can put that to Mordor or to the dark things. The Cancer, the Klingon, the my precious, my things. Like, that's a really emotional quality. You know, the obsessiveness and the obsessions and the judgments within the Lord of the Rings, which is what makes it. You know, it's not a practical story. It's not a history report. You know, so... It's funny because the Saturn on the ascendant is a little pull. It would be in Aries here, fighting against the impulsive Aries, the warlords, the battle, as opposed to being in Libra. So the Virgo ascendant with the Saturn on the ascendant is more likely to not write. But you put the Pisces there, imagining with the Saturn there. You got the father, you got the obstacles, you got all the dark things that are right there, and you have the Cancer down below, festering in it. So this, it changed. It's interesting too. In the Northern Hemisphere, the company would have this Mars and Scorpio. So you say, okay, there's all the competitions or whatever. But the Moon in Taurus he really embellished I'm with the fairies, I'm with the things, I got these nice things, we ate the ant juice, we grew. There was a certain physical element to things. It was the Cancer, the moodiness, the imagination to make up these things, to make up the languages, to take it as far and to be into it so deeply into it, that it's the personal style of it. To me, the Sun and Mercury and Cancer in the 4th house is someone who would live in that hobbit hole and write. Capricorn, Sun in the 4th house, they might do yoga, but it's not going to have the imagination and the incentive to write in the same way. It would be, and with the Mercury there, it would be a strategic, practical report. It wouldn't be embellished. So these are this is what I expect. I expect when you get a chart, you're going to get a connection to it. With a Southern Hemisphere chart, you're going to have this puzzle. You can quickly assume, what's this, and read into it, but wait a second, reflect and look at the other side. For me, I got my moon in Cancer. It has to settle it. I have to feel okay with it, to work with it. And but I'm just telling you my process. I didn't take hours and break down all the natal chart things and put down all the things on each of these charts. It took hours to get the charts done, to get them to make here, but I didn't really work the chart like I would with a client. But we're really same houses, same aspects. Well, we're just talking signs, attitudes, not circumstances. It's the signs and the attitudes to things. So the attitude of a Capricorn with a Mercury in Capricorn in the 4th house, thinking about my roots and where I'm coming from, as opposed to a Cancer with a Sun and Mercury in Cancer in the 4th house. Two totally different styles. To be a writer, you have to spend a lot of time alone writing.
So what you're really doing is you're taking tropical signs a step further then, and saying, rather than gearing them to the constellations and the concepts that we associate with the constellations, let's associate them with the seasons and the... I relate the signs
to the seasons. Tropic Cancer, Sun's going in Cancer. Tropic of Capricorn, Sun's overhead at the Tropic of Cancer. I relate it to the seasons, primarily.
So wouldn't this put a different spin on how people in the southern hemisphere would experience the fixed star energy?
Yes, definitely. That's a whole other thing. But then who's measuring that 10% in perspective? There's so much information today. We're getting star maps. Wikipedia is so great; it has everything on it. You want to get star maps, you want to get information. It's just right there. It's a question of how to use it to get your content and get your meaning. We have the tools in the categories of the signs, the categories of the houses, rising, setting. But what's rising and setting? If the sun's rising, it's rising with its attitude. You can change how you rise things, but it's hard to change someone's attitude. It changes slowly by progressions. It shifts along over 30 years. But these patterns of why someone does what they do, what it makes, this quality of the signs, the colors, the feelings, the moods, they're the guiding things above the circumstances. This is where this all plays out. But if you're working if you're working a northern hemisphere chart for a southern hemisphere person and not taking that in consideration, it's capable. You could make decisions that may be practical for you, but not necessarily useful for the person long term. So, is astrology just a symbol when we read what we want into it, or is it a map of the DNA of life? Is nature that we're born in, and the stars and the heavens, and is that who we are and what we come from? We're born into that. Is that who we are? Is it a reality, or is it a theory? Is it a symbol? If it's a symbol, it can be whatever you want it to be, and for many people, it will be that. This is the vastness of astrology. There's many different ways the language is used. So, where you take it? This is a lecture I wanted to give for 25 years, and no one wanted the lecture. Okay, not in the southern hemisphere, not anywhere. So it challenges things. Anyways, I'm glad to be doing it.